My name is Henry Edward Autrey. I am currently a judge. I've started my tenure as a judge here in the 22nd Circuit in 1986 as an associate circuit judge for the city of St. Louis. And in 1997, I was elevated to a position on the circuit court, became a circuit judge here in the city of St. Louis, and was a circuit judge here in the city of St. Louis from 1997 through 2002. I had the thought of becoming a judge here in the city of St. Louis as a prosecutor. I felt that it was important that the court personnel, the judges, be representative of the community, those persons, those citizens that were out there that come into the court, and it should look the way that the community looked, and to enhance the court and its acceptability by people in the community, and its ability to be fair and reasonable and just for anybody and everybody who would come into this courthouse. There are some judges before I came on the bench that I particularly admired. One of those was Judge Clyde Cahill. He was on this bench as I was a practicing lawyer here as an assistant circuit attorney. Judge Cahill was one of those people he was bright, he was hardworking, he was insightful, and he was always even-tempered. I never saw him angry. He always had a smile, and sometimes even when people were rude to him, oftentimes when people were rude to him, lawyers or even litigants, pro se or otherwise, he was always kind and gentle with them. Judge Daniel Tillman. I appeared before Judge Tillman a number of times. Judge Dan, a great jurist, a great guy, great sense of humor, but he was firm. And people knew that when they went into his courtroom that, as Dan would say, he ain't taking anybody's mess. But he was fair in doing it, and he was even-handed and had good temperament. Judge Brendan Ryan, who was the circuit attorney before George Peach, was one of those even-handed, even-keeled, fair, easy accessible kind of judges too, who kept his courtroom running, kept justice going. But he wasn't an ogre about it. He was all these judges were nice guys, you know. Anna Forder was a circuit judge that I practiced before as a young lawyer. Good sense of humor, always smiling. So those are people that I really admired. This court, because it's an urban court, there's a lot of traffic on a daily basis in and out of the court. A lot of big trials, both civil and criminal, where the stakes are large. That heightens the emotions of those persons that are involved in those litigations. Security is a key factor to maintain the ability of the court to work and get its job done, and protect the judges and the personnel inside this building that work with and for the judges, but also to protect everybody that comes in and out of the building, you know, whether they're a litigant or not, whether they're a witness or not. For a considerable amount of time as a member of this court, I was on the court security committee. And those are the things that we delved into at the time, and had numerous meetings with the Marshal Service from across the street in federal court, to get ideas that could help us improve and maintain the security of this building and everybody that might enter and leave it. A lot of those decisions that were made as a result of my involvement with that court security committee and the involvement with the Marshal Service, a lot of those things I think are still in place. Putting on the robe doesn't put you in a position higher than anybody else. Putting on that robe puts you in a position where everything that you do every day, on the bench or off the bench, means that you're really relying on other people to help get you through that. You know, you're calling the balls and strikes, but if you don't have the support and the respect of the other people that are with you, it makes it a lot harder to call those balls and strikes. New and young judges have to appreciate that and love and care for and nurture the people that support them, their staff. likewise, be kind to lawyers. You're still a lawyer when you put the robe on. You're just a lawyer in a different position. You're the lawyer in the courtroom that everybody else has to listen to. It doesn't mean that you're the lawyer in the courtroom that everybody has to, be abused by. You can't let the robe go to your head. What I like to be remembered for, because it's something that I really worked at, being able to listen to people, being open-minded, not being predisposed to a decision on any issue, but just listening to what people have to say and making a decision on what I hear and see in the courtroom and what the law is that applies, or at least what I understand the law to be as it applies. That's why they have the Court of Appeals, so they can decide whether, did the law really apply that way, Judge Autrey? That's really all I want, is for people to say, that Judge Autrey guy, he was okay. He was fair.